All right, I've pretty much come almost to a stop on some of what I'm doing here, and I want to show you why. Let's see if I can show it here. See, it just kind of flakes. I should be able to do that with my fingernail. Here's another good example up here. If I can get it to focus. There you go. I can just drag that with my fingernail. So I'm beginning to think that, well, I'm not beginning to, I've come to the conclusion that this primer, although it may be good for welding or self-etching or something, I am not going to use this primer for my base primer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and remove all the primer that's not that's actually not over body filler, or where it's not over just regular the gray primer that was originally on the car. It's hard to see it there, but I mean, this, I should be able to do this. This primer should hold better than that. So, and I sprayed this yesterday, I think, and yeah, it's just not holding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'll finish the body work and get everything as smooth as possible. I've decided to go ahead and remove all that primer that I was showing you all the way down to the metal and pretty much into the filler areas as much as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and order the primer for the touch-up paint, the automotivetouchup.com. I'm going to order about 5 cans of that. I'll finish the body work on this, and then I'll reshoot it, resand it, and I may have to do 2 or 3 layers. But at least this will protect the paint from corroding until it gets here. I'll still be able to, like I said, do some of the body filler, etc., and I'll still be able to put primer over it for protection. But I'm not going to use this primer as my base primer. I've come to that conclusion. You know, $300 and some in paint, and you know, on and off working on this thing for a couple years. You know, the fenders, the A-pillar, now the quarter panel. I'm not risking the whole paint job and all that for that primer. Hey guys, we've went ahead and sanded off the old primer. Most of it. You can see that there's still a little bit on top. We haven't done it yet because we just wanted to get the bottom part done where we were actually doing some work. Have a little bit more work to do up here in this seam, down in here too. This is starting to look pretty good. And let's see, this part right here is just, it's really good now. The line is fairly straight. I might have to touch this up just a little bit with some 220. Maybe some glazing right in there, maybe just a piece right here. This part is looking really good. I got the flow in. There's actually like a little crease area right here. Let's see where it goes down and it loops like that, or curves. And this part right here, worked in it and got it straight. This part is round, but you know, it is a little straight when it gets towards the end, and it's got a fairly sharp edge. And it goes all the way down to around here, and then it gets fairly flat. It's supposed to be flat here. I used the ruler on this side and then went to the other side and checked it, and this is pretty good. Apparently I got this wrong though right here. I just missed a little lip. I think what I'll do is I'll just put just a little bit of filler right there, because I don't really want to be beating on this too much. So it's just really coming along really well. I'm just really happy with the way it's turning out. And let's see, I still have to do the roof line up here and here. Let's see if I can show you. Let's see, I think I have a little bit of a high spot here, meaning this going outward away from the car is a little high here. Either that or this is just a little too high and it needs to go down to get the seam. So we'll figure that out and we'll get it. Pretty much the same thing all the way down. There's just little highs and lows, like there's a high here, a low here, and a high here. So we'll have to figure those out. We'll just take a board and we'll sand it. I may take a flexible sander like that big long ruler and put some sandpaper on it and then go back and forth to get a nice average over this. Same thing pretty much down here. All this edge is all good. We didn't even have to touch it. Where we had to touch it was like right up in here. I still have to go in here and fix these two low areas here. Have to sand them on the inside here, and fill them and flush them. This could probably stand to be sanded off a little bit too, which would help. It would make this thinner on both sides and this a little more shallow. It's working good. We have a little bit of channel work to do up in here, some little spots and things like that we need to take care of. Same thing down up in here. We'll have to clean some of this out. I'm going to get this out of here. Clean some of the crap out of here. We might be able to take this piece off and then clean it and then put it back on. We played with the back a little bit more. We got these edges a little smoother. Still have to go through here and remove some of this and reflow it, or not reflow it, but re-primer it. And let's see, I got to get some of this overspray off here. I didn't tape this up, I probably should have, but it'll come off. Just a little bit of alcohol, maybe a little bit of rubbing, and it'll come off. So I managed to go ahead and tape this. Got a little bit of filler in here, just little things, and it's really coming along. I think I just glazed this over, but this spot is really starting to shape up good. So that's pretty much where we're at. Finish sanding this off and then reflow this with some filler from about here down, and kind of try to blend this in a little bit. Right in here we have a little high spot. I might just tap that, and I'll probably put a little bit of filler in here, just a little bit. I actually might try something new I've been thinking about in areas that are where the filler kind of chips a little bit. You even thought about just grinding this down to the bare metal and putting some JB Weld in there and using some files, because JB Weld is a lot harder than this and it doesn't absorb moisture like this would. So if it gets a chip from a rock or something, nothing will happen, it'll stay there. So I thought about that, and I think I'll go ahead and try that and see how that works out. Just a real interesting thought I had the other day. I was like, I wonder if that would work. I mean, it works on engines and you can tap it and everything, so why wouldn't it work in a little small area like this? I've actually used JB Weld to seal up plastic radiators that had cracks on them. I would rough them up really good, put some JB Weld on them, you know, clean them with alcohol and stuff first, and then I would rough up some aluminum plate and put it over it, and then use stainless steel screws and screw it down, and I've fixed plastic radiators that way. Had one in my car for 5 years like that before just, you know, the crack got too big and I had to replace the radiator. That was actually on the little 95 Pathfinder over there is what I did that on. It worked great for 5 years, and I probably could have repatched it. It would have worked. I just decided to go ahead and change it. I got a radiator new online for like 60 bucks or something. So anyways, that's just a quick update where we're at today. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all, and keep none you out. Bye.